Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back on another one for you. So guys, we all know these 304s are out here trying to be strong and independent.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Clownworld, right? And guys, part of their whole goal, right, is to tear down any type of traditional thinking when it comes to anything, including the church, right? Guys, there's been this whole rise in these spiritual chicks, right? And they'll be like, it's not about the Bible, it's about being spiritual. And I can be a Christian and talk about crystals and chakras. And it's one big grift, guys. That's all it is. Guys, there's literal witches on TikTok, right? Guys, this is why you stay away from these spiritual chicks. These spiritual chicks are the absolute worst. Because, guys, they use this spiritualism to justify every single negative problem with these modern women, right? Deleting babies, letting Nug and Gavin, right? All of it is because they're spiritual. That means that there's no accountability, there's no structure, there's no morals, no nothing. So guys, we're going to go to the dumpster fire on TikTok and look at some of these knuckleheaded spiritual broads, right? Buckle in for this. But before we do that, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I have a second channel called 50 and 304s. Join my Discord. Check out the playlist at the end, and let's get into this. Guys, I don't even know what this is right here. What? Look at this. Men are charged through women's orgasms. What are you talking about?
Us women are spiritual portals. And so men get charged up through accessing our bodies. So God sends baby into our womb space.
Look at that.
And accessing that womb space is accessing a more spiritual realm. So men will run and chase after accessing that spiritual realm of a woman's body. That's why when male and female come together, it's a spiritual covenant. So they get charged up through us, and their energy has to increase higher and higher and higher and builds up and up, and then they release. And so feminine energy is internal and masculine is external. So we take in all of their energy that they release into us. That's why you as a woman will feel the most pain and the most depletion of your energy and the most spiritual warfare when you take in the wrong energy, when you form a spiritual covenant with a man who is not being spiritually guided. Okay, this is why we are so much more affected by it. We hold all of these emotions and dark spirits in our bodies. This is a good explanation as to why when you come together in love, in order to create more love, you transcend into a dreamlike state, which for a woman to even reach orgasmic dreamlike state, there's a center in her brain that has to deactivate all of her worries and stress. That dreamlike state is a spiritual bonding of what marriage is in God's eyes and God's marriage to us. So masculine is sucking the creative life force energy that is within you, using that to build up his own energy up and up and up, higher and higher, mixing it with his and then releasing it back into you. Doesn't it seem like that is a lot of heavy weight to burden as woman, bearer of emotions? Us women.
Look at that. Guys, get the fuck out of here.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys, what is going on? You guys see what she did there, right, guys? I told you, they twist any type of Christian anything. God brings the energy. They do the language so that it's all, they replace man with woman, right? And act like somehow this whole, quasi-religious, quasi-Christian thing is supposed to be female-based and not male-based, right? And then they always paint the man in a bad light, right? But it's crazy, guys, because in a way, she is trying to say, hey, ladies, keep your legs closed. But why is it when us guys say, hey, maybe you shouldn't be out there being a 304 and keep your legs closed and not have bastard kids? So when we say it, it's,
How dare you?
but guys, this knucklehead didn't... Nothing but foolishness, right? Nothing but foolishness. This is the quintessential example of why you don't date these spiritual chicks, man. Look at that. Look at that. This was poetic. Write a book. I'd buy it. Someone says, beautifully said. Please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Someone says, how can I fix this? I'm tired of the warfare. I've been celibate, though. Someone says, truth. Thank you. I've been celibate for 2 years. Guys, do you actually think that any of these 304s have been quote unquote celibate?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Look at that. All right, hold on. Isn't this a long-winded way to say, ladies, keep your legs closed? Post. Oh boy, no hashtags, guys. Clown world.
More spiritually immature. I used to feel a type of way when people became distant, but now as a more spiritually mature grown woman, I understand and respect people's distance, and I don't take it personal and feel like it's about me, because like the type of person that I am, if I'm going through something or the energy is off, I don't really want to be around people, because how they say misery love company. I don't want other people to be in my energy when the vibe is bad. Like when I'm around, I just want to smile, laugh, joke, be a good vibe, be a positive, motivating force in your life, not be just sad and negative or whatever. So a lot of times the distance is not about you. It's about the person and what they're going through and how they need to cope with whatever. But when a person is really like a good friend to you, they gonna say like, look, friend, I know we talk every day, but today I'm going through something, and I'm probably gonna be going through something for the next 5 to 7 days. So if you don't hear from me, just know that's what's going on. But if it gets to be past that, just check on a nigga, you know?
You stupid woman!
Guys, she's talked for 1 minute and 23 seconds and didn't say a damn thing. Can you imagine hearing this crap all the time? This is these spiritual chicks, guys, right? About the vibe and the energy and the woo-woo. Hey guys, this is what these modern women want. You don't hear anything in this whole thing. She's using non-descriptive words. Her sentences aren't even making sense. This is the chaos they live in, right, guys? This is what these spiritual chicks do. They push for and live in chaos. Imagine, guys, being her boyfriend, if you can even imagine that, and trying to figure out where she wants to go eat. I just want to feel the vibe for a restaurant, and I'm not sure where I want to go to eat, and da-da-da-da-da. Clownworld, right? Why would any man put up with this? All these B-dubs in their comments. Say that, queen! This is so true! Good morning, queen! Guys, they're hashtags. Hashtag spirituality, hashtag spiritual TikTok, clown world.
Spiritual woman, she doesn't need to do love spells, use crystals, use potions to force somebody to love her. Her magnetism comes from her self-worth, her embodied self-worth, because she doesn't only say she's worthy, but her actions speak for itself. Her magnetism comes from the way that she pours into herself, the way that she pours into others, into what she does, into what she loves. The mature spiritual woman does not need to attach herself to anyone, and she doesn't want anyone attached to her either. She knows that this attachment and this need to control is a sign of weakness. It is a sign of not standing in your power, not standing in your worth. She doesn't need to force, because forcing means that she is out of alignment. She uses the power in her darkness to learn, to heal, to evolve, to grow, to shed versions of herself that are keeping her stuck and stagnant, to break free from old patterns, to set boundaries, to enforce limits, to walk away from what doesn't serve her and unapologetically say yes to what does. She does not need to use her darkness to manipulate, to play mind games, to prove anything to anyone, to bring anyone down, to put herself above anyone. She knows that those who are ready to receive what she has to offer will energetically be drawn to her, and they too will have what it takes to receive what she has to offer, but also provide what it takes to keep her around.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
I told you guys, these spiritual chicks are the worst. Guys, another one. She just spent like a minute and 19 seconds not saying anything at all. Just. Guys, how? Why? And she thinks that she like mic dropped. You know what I'm saying? These chicks think that if they just kind of speak with such conviction and not say any words, and all these other chicks are like, oh yeah, this is so great. Oh, to be a mature spiritual woman, please.
Beta girl.
Look at that. I'm ready for a series. She is me and I am her, please.
Beta girl.
What are you talking about? She is so me and she is so amazing. What is going on? Am I missing something here? Right? Guys, these are the types where, well, first of all,
a pot-smoking slut.
With this type of chick here, so she's probably some creative who wants to be like an entrepreneur or an artist or a singer and is expecting some guy to swoop in, right?
Here I come to save the day.
And pay for everything while she realizes her dream of selling crystals. And the moment that you go, hey, maybe you should pay some bills around here, it's,
How dare you?
right? But guys, here's the thing. Chicks like this have that magic vag and that thunder throat. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Anytime that a chick starts talking like this, guys.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Guys are hashtags. Hashtag mature spiritual woman. Hashtag spiritual woman. Clown world.
Be wanting to fuck with me, but don't realize the type of female that I am. So I am a goddess, a witch. What are you gonna do when I'm outside at 3 o'clock in the morning talking to the motherfucking moon? How are you gonna react when you see me hugging trees? Are you going to bring me a fresh glass of limeade while I'm outside reading my favorite book, sunbathing? Do you understand, while it always smells like smoke, that I am always doing some type of magic, burning something, releasing something? Do you get why there are fruit and flowers in my bathwater? Do you understand why I have so many candles? And lastly, but most importantly, how are you going to react the millions of times when you hear me talking to myself and responding to myself? Huh? These are questions that need to be answered.
There you go, guys. She's all yours. And this chick thinks she's being funny, right? Guys, girls aren't funny. And you know, come on. First of all,
You tell her she's a goddamn whore!
right? All these chicks are just... Her first comment, they're scared but drawn to you. Please, come on.
You stupid woman!
Look at that. They be scared of the spiritual girls. For real, for real.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Look at that, dude. Guys, avoid these spiritual chicks at all costs. Don't deal with it, guys. Right? Because the thing about, as I'm not religious, but I respect those that truly are, because then you know where they stand. You know, guys, here in the red pill space, the pro male space, we have guys that are, you know, of all faiths. But if you say, look, this is what I stand for, and you can be held accountable to those rules, I respect that, right? These chicks, that's the antithesis. So they twist all this religious and spiritual stuff and then say, oh, any type of, oh, you guys have probably heard this one, right? All of this expecting men and women to have certain behaviors and roles is a Eurocentric, cisgendered, hetero, white male thing. Please. These chicks have never been to other countries and seen how different religions treat women and other things. So, but all right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and guys, don't be burning no sage or doing any of this foolishness. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good one.